Good morning. How you doing this morning? This is Keith Neal, your creativity coach for Morning Cup of Keith. And today, again, before I get started, I just want to share with you is if you are going through any kind of stress, anxiety, or overwhelm, that's the topic we'll be talking about today. And it's something where any of these steps is just not feeling that's going to help. I recommend that you seek out a mental health counselor, a caregiver, somebody that will be able to help you with that. What this is specifically for is for those who just need some guidance, need some coaching, need some a way to guide you through, what you're going through, and that that you can handle it. That you yourself, without anybody else except your coach, just like a football coach is gonna tell you how to run down that field and get that touchdown. They're gonna be the ones that tell you how to pass the ball. They're not gonna be the ones doing it for you. And so that's what a creative coaching is about. So I hope that helps. If you do like what I'm doing here, I'm gonna say this at the beginning rather than the end of my videos. If you love my videos, please, subscribe, like, and share. And I would love to work with you when it comes to these common struggles that we all have. I'm gonna take a quick sip. So when it comes to feeling overwhelmed is when stress and anxiety are going to go unchecked. When you haven't checked them in with yourself for too long. And so if it's a long period of time, and it will turn into an overwhelm. And that's why I talked about this being pretty much the overloading of ourselves and being difficult for us to manage through. And we need to find a way, well, what can you do? What can you do with each one of these, the stress, anxiety, overwhelm? And we're going to overwhelm here today. There's differences, as you can tell, you'll see with each one of these. But then there's solutions that are pretty similar that could help. So overwhelm can show up in two ways. It can either be you're frantically moving from task to task without actually being productive. I've been there. I can raise my hand to that. Or you're frozen. You're totally unable to do anything. That you're just like paralyzed because you're so overwhelmed. Again, I've been there. And you can possibly swing between the both versions of the overwhelm. And I've been there too. So if it's, anybody that's going to guide you, it's someone who's already gone through it. Overwhelm can be a vicious cycle because you're trying to do so much but can't accomplish anything, which leaves you in a puddle of hopelessness before you spring into action again, only continue to get nothing done. So it could feel like no matter how hard you try, you're feeling powerless to do anything that could actually help. So the tricky thing about the overwhelm is that, often our culture will attempt to say we're going to be rewarded if we do this. If the more we do, the better it is for us. And it often is going to leave us exhausted. And then here's culture again, giving you a badge of honor for being exhausted. So these things are not good. These things are things that it don't help you. The more, I know there's that whole keeping up with the Joneses, trying to make all this money, do this, and then you'll have all this money, but you're not going to have any energy. You're not going to have much peace. How do you deal with overwhelm? Take a break. So it could look like anything that could be, like a vacation or self-care. So anything that is not truly important can wait. So go ahead and take as much time as you can. Vacation, it could be, it could be something big. You made all that money, right? Well, use it. Go overseas, do something fun. Maybe you stay within the country. Do something within the country, do something fun there. Or maybe you just want to have a staycation. And now, as long as your staycation doesn't remind you of work, a lot of times our best thing to do is just to relocate ourselves and go somewhere and explore and experience and enjoy. And don't let anybody try and take that back from you. Work on getting grounded. Ignore your phone. Go for a walk. This could help you get your emotions back in a regulated place. Regulating yourself, what that can mean is with a lot of this, is just watching what's going on in your mind. What's going on in your mind, stopping yourself. It comes right back to that journaling again. Journal. Get, a pad of paper dedicated to your journal. Maybe you want to put a key on it because you don't want other people really peering in on your deep thoughts. And take that time. Take that time to breathe. Just meditate. Meditate is so huge. I know that a lot of times I think people put meditation in kind of a cheesy category, and it really isn't. It really does help you identify what you're thinking about. What's going on in your head? What are those what ifs? As we talked about with anxiety. What is that stressor that is, we talk about in stress? And to really just take that time to really identify it, write it down, and if it's solvable, if it's something you go, I got this, I'm good. Then that writing down guided you to that, and it got you to the point where you can make that run across the field and make that touchdown. I'm gonna take a quick sip. If you need a break, take one. Take a break. As I said, with anxiety and stress, together lead you to overwhelm. And overwhelm, the solution is taking that break. And if it's much worse than all that, you then want to seek help from a medical a mental health care professional, maybe even medical. And it's hard to say where you're going to be at. But what I share with you is about what you can do for yourself and what you can guide yourself in after you've been given guidance, what you can continue to guide yourself in. And and take those steps. If you don't already have a journal, I recommend you get one. They're great. I don't use mine enough. I need to. Grab a planner. That's another thing. Journal and planner should be separate. That's just my personal opinion. But have a planner, have a journal. And the journal is going to be all those, everything going through your thoughts, what you can write down, what you can then see what's going on in your mind and be able to then maybe disassemble it, pull it apart, and then, maybe if it needs to be reconnected or if certain things need to be thrown out, and then reassemble yourself back. Because you have that ability to be able to take care of yourself most of the time, unless you've gotten so far off and to the point where you're overloaded, because all three of those areas are just at their max. So hope that helps. And yeah, I'm going to continue to go through these common struggles, I'm just going to do in the next video, I'll do a quick wrap up for y'all. And then with this specific overloaded topic, because it's such a big one. It's such a big deal. It really is, because it's really on the border of you either being able to do it by yourself, or maybe you need some care professional. I mean, so it's you yourself would be with a coach, because the coach is going to guide you. But if it becomes more than that, then you'd want to get a mental health care person to help you, with what you're going through. But when I go through the common struggles, these are topics that these are areas where people go to a creativity coach for, to get help with what they're going through, guidance to be able to accomplish their business goals, what they want, their passion is for business, maybe even help balance out their personal life as well. These are things that can happen, and they could be helped by a creativity coach. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great day. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. And take care.